Guess he's a cyborg. A little bit of robot guy there. Some with future ears. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review or some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have for you today is my review for N9ne's 15th studio album, Special Effects. N9ne is a rapper from Kansas City who has been active since the early 90s, but it wasn't until the later 90s and early 2000s when he really started to pick up some steam and get more recognized by the mainstream. Although really, he's always been an underground artist who scrapes at commercial success from time to time. He's also one of the founders of the Strange music label, which is home to Ritz, Chris Calico, and many other artists. Now, N9ne has always been known for his rapid-fire flow, and on this album, he is still bringing that, especially on the single Speed 'Em, which features Chris Calico and Eminem. All three MCs are just spitting extremely fast on this one, especially Eminem, but he does stumble and get off beat in a couple of spots, but I know the stands won't admit it, and some of you hate me just for saying that. But still, even though Eminem is cramming his shit together like he's been doing over the past couple of years in his verses, it still sounds good, and this whole song is a nice display of technical skills. N9ne's flow hasn't fallen off at all, but whether a person likes that or not depends on how big of a N9ne fan they are, and also how long they've been listening to N9ne, because at this point you might be kinda getting tired of how he sounds. Cause he's just been at it for a long time. That's not to say that he's bad, but if you've been listening to an artist for 10 to 15 or more years, you do start to get a little bored with them. And N9ne actually touches on that idea on the song Dyin' Flyin', which features Chris Calico on the hook. On Dyin' Flyin', he touches on how he feels that he's slowly starting to decline because he's been rapping for so long and he's been working with mainstream artists, which his fan base is sometimes against. And I really respect N9ne's honesty here, because I'm sure it's not easy to stay focused and keep people fully invested in your music when you've been at it for so many years. There's also a lot of genre blending on this album. Roadkill featuring Excision is an awful dubstep track. Unless you like dubstep, then maybe you'll like it. And Tech brings some grunge and heavy metal sounds to the song Wither, which features vocals from Corey Taylor of Slipknot. Personally, I like the more mellow and slow parts of Wither, but once the heavy metal screaming and crazy shredding electric guitar kick in, I lose interest. But if you're a fan of heavy metal, I'm sure you'll appreciate this song a lot more than I did. Then, on the song Shroud featuring Chris Calico, the beat switches up between some horror movie xylophones and an industrial sound. N9ne raps about how John Crawford was murdered by police in Walmart after he picked up a BB gun, and Tech also touches on other social issues on other songs throughout this album as well, like on Aw Yeah, where he drops a verse that questions God and mentions Boko Haram terrorists, Nazis, and more, over a haunting beat that makes use of some nice choir vocals. And while some of this album touches on Tech's frustrations with the world and with his inner struggles, one of the main topics on here is the passing of his mother. Worldly Angel focuses on that topic, and so does the song Lacrimosa. Lacrimosa is Latin for weeping, and that track has an operatic and choir-driven beat that makes for a chilling atmosphere as N9ne spits about losing his mother and how it had an effect on him and made him start questioning his beliefs more. Now there are some more simple and traditional rap tracks on Special Effects too. On the Bible is an 808s and horn banger featuring T.I. and Tech rapping about guns while Zeus brings a reggae hook. And Psycho Bitch 3 features Hopsin, where Tech and Hop spit about the drama that crazy women bring over a beat that samples the Halloween movie. There's also No K with E40 and Chris Calico, and to me, that just sounded like a DJ Mustard and Kid Ink song, so take that for what you will. And Hood Go Crazy with 2 Chainz and B.O.B. is just a simple party track, and what I thought was the worst song on the entire album. The hook about making black girls, white girls, and college girls go crazy is just kinda corny. And 2 Chainz is just typical 2 Chainz on this song. He gets brains for dinner, and he's cooler than a polar bear in a bowl of ice. And the last track that I'm going to cover here is Bass Ackwards with Yo Gotti, Big Scoob, and Lil Wayne. This beat is made up of some reversed sounds, and N9ne spits by rearranging some letters as a way of rapping backwards. For example, instead of saying Tupac, he says Putak. So I thought that was a pretty cool concept. Yo Gotti and Big Scoob don't stand out too much on this one, but I thought Lil Wayne's verse was cool because he kinda had that classic Lil Wayne sound. He didn't have a whole lot of warbly auto-tune or anything like that happening. But now we've come down to the conclusion, and I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with my rating here. But that's okay, because it's just my opinion. I feel this one at a 3 out of 5, because to me, it's not one of N9ne's best albums. At 24 tracks in length, including interludes, and 26 tracks if you count the deluxe edition, it's a bit of an awkward listen because it's loaded with features and all the genre blending and bending going on here is not very smooth and cohesive. I think that some people will love that variety, and while I appreciate experimentation and genre blending, there just wasn't a very good flow to this album, and to me, it felt more like a decent compilation than a strong solo release. But that's just what I thought about this album. Hit me up in the comments section to let me know what you think. And as usual, do all that other good YouTube and social media stuff where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel because that's the one that helps me out the most. I'll see you next time.